Hello, welcome back. So, the question was posed to me, what did I bring back from Michigan? Here is about a little over a third of what I brought back from Michigan. Okay, right here, this is stuff I got at Chris Point Lighthouse. Over here, this is stuff I got at McLean State Park. And then I have a whole, probably 3-gallon bucket on the floor of stuff that I got at Agate Beach, all on the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. As tends to always happen, I look at stuff when I get back, like I'm looking at this stuff right now, and I'm asking myself what some of you are probably asking yourself, why the heck did I bring this stuff back? One of the big things, a lot of them look much different wet than dry. So, for example, this one right here, let me make sure I get it focused there. Alright, if I get it wet, there's a lot more color in that. And a lot of these, hopefully, once they are tumbled, will look a lot more like they do wet than they do dry. I did get at McLean a lot of stuff like this. This looks just like a plain white rock. And wet, it still looks like a plain white rock. But the big thing with it is that it is translucent, and I'm kind of curious as to what this will do when I tumble it. A lot of this stuff, that's what it is. I'm curious what it'll do when I tumble it. This one here, it's got some purple in it. Don't usually see a whole lot of purple. If I get it wet, it makes a big difference. So basically that's the idea. I got some stuff like this right here. Not sure what it's going to do, but it just looked really interesting. Alright, did I find agates? I found what Rob would call maggots, maybe agates. And you know, I brought back, what I kept thinking was, I brought back a lot of the rocks that we watch him throw back. And how many times have you watched a video of his, and when he throws one back down, go, what the heck? You know, I would have kept that. But in any case, here is one, I just got it wet, it looks about the same, that I got at Chris Point Lighthouse. And it's definitely got the color. But to be honest, I don't think it's an agate. I don't see any kind of banding or anything like that. But it's definitely a cool rock. Now, at Agate Beach, I found several kind of neat things. And one of the things about Agate Beach, every time I told somebody local that I was staying there, the first words out of their mouth is, that place is just so picked over. So my son made the comment they should change the name because there's basically no agates at Agate Beach. Well, here we go. Alright, I'm going to get this wet first. I found this rock at Agate Beach, and it just looked like this when I saw it. I'm not even sure what prompted me to pick it up, and I hope this comes through. When I looked at the bottom, okay, you can see there's definitely some sort of something going on there, and it actually shows through a little bit at the top. This might be an agate. It could be. So definitely a maggot. This and this, I'm going to get them wet. They are definitely the agate material, especially the one on right here. It's definitely agate material. I don't think it's an agate, but it's definitely the agate material. You got the orange, it's translucent and all that. This one, I don't know what the heck it is, but it definitely looks unique. I'm going to tumble it and see what it does. And the last one, I don't know that it's an agate, but I don't think it's an agate, but just really neat. It actually, to me, it looks like fluorite, which I doubt I would find at Lake Superior, but really, really cool rock. That one, I don't know if I'm going to tumble it or not because it's so small, and I don't want it to just completely disappear. The last, I don't know how clear the video is, but if you caught in the back right here, my son found some Uper lights. I couldn't stay up late enough, so credit goes to Liam. He's the one that found them. I'll go ahead and I'll stop this and I'll turn the lights out and I'll show you what they look like. Alright, I'm not sure what the camera's going to do here because it is pretty dark, but here's what happens to Uper lights. Oh, I don't know. Hold on, let me see if I can do better than this. Okay. Well, if you can see the orange, when you put a UV light on them, they glow orange, and they're all pretty small. Some of them though have a lot of the orange on them, so Liam did a pretty good job finding these. Like I said, I couldn't stay up late enough to get down to the beach and look for these. You want to look for these in the dark. Well, in setting things back up and turning the lights back on, I looked at a few more rocks, and I actually went back to that first one that I showed earlier. I think that very well may be an agate. That might be my best agate find ever. And I did find it at Agate Beach, but it's because it was like this and you couldn't really see. Like I said, I have no idea why I picked it up, what drew my eye to it. Stuff like this we have at the Ohio River, and I've always liked quartzy type rocks, so I'm kind of already trained to look at stuff like this. So you can see I've got a lot of it in here, and I know that stuff will tumble well. And there you go. Just real quick, I'll show a quick view of the bucket from Agate Beach right there. I don't want to dump that whole bucket out, but that is a good bit of tumbling for me. That should keep me busy for quite a while. So why am I not tumbling this stuff now? Okay, there's two reasons. One, my Lortone 12-pound tumbler is tied up with the thing that I will be releasing videos about in about 2 months. So it's going to be about 2 more months before I kind of reveal what's going on there. So what about the Highland Park tumblers? Well, it's got a hole in the gasket. I log all my tumbling. That gasket has 9 weeks of tumbling on it, and it's got a hole in it already. I contacted Highland Park, and the lady I talked to, I gotta say, very, very, very nice. She took it upon herself, looked at my history, and said, "You have a dual 3-pound too. Are you still using brass bolts for the lids?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, I'm going to send you out 3 stainless steel ones. They're better." Okay, so great, fine. That was not offered the last time I talked to them. She told me she's going to send me a new gasket, and I had heard that they have issues with the gaskets and that they have redesigned them and they should be better. And I said, well, am I going to get a better one, or am I going to get another one of the original ones that I will go through in 9 more weeks? And she said, no, I'm going to get a new one. And then she told me they're back ordered. So right now I don't know how long it will be before I get the new gasket. So the 12-pound is pretty much idled. I could break out my dual 3, and I don't know, I might do that. I'm getting tired of moving machines around, but to be honest with you, at the end of last year I bought some Apache tiers and some obsidian, which are all softer rocks, a little harder to tumble, and I wanted to try those. So I haven't even started those yet. I now have all of this to keep me busy, and I typically don't tumble through the winter. Now I'm saying this, it's June in Ohio. I've got plenty of time, but you know, I should be keeping myself busy for quite a while, and we'll see how some of this stuff comes out. I tried to keep rocks separate from each other, and with the Apache tears and the obsidian I will have to, because you can't tumble them with stuff like this. But we'll see where it goes from here. Hopefully that gasket will come in, and right now I'm kind of split on what I'm going to do as far as am I going to start trying the Apache tears, or am I going to go right into this stuff? I really would like to see what some of this stuff comes out like. And a lot of them, like this one, still damp there. This won't take too long to tumble because it's pretty smooth already. So it won't be like an 8-week thing. I see a lot of these, you know, you look at them and dry, they don't look all that impressive, but wet, they look a lot better. I picked up some stuff that looks like it might be jasper, and I picked up some stuff just to see what it would do. Let me see an example of that. This I picked up just because it's orange. I don't know if it'll disintegrate when I put it in the tumbler, or if it'll come out looking great. A lot of these rocks, like this one, looks pretty plain. You look at it, looks pretty plain, but you get it wet and it's got a lot going on in there, so I'm looking forward to that. Alright, so that's where I am now. I'm waiting to see how long it's going to take for me to get a new gasket for the 12-pound Highland Park tumbler. My Lortone tumbler is taken up with the other project that I'm working on that will be revealed later. And I have a 3-pound, the dual 3-pound Lortone and the dual 3-pound Highland Park, and they're both sitting on a shelf right now. Alright, well, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Alright, those last 5 rocks that I showed that were kind of I thought my special finds, I went downstairs with a macro lens and took a much better picture of them, and to be honest with you, I'm thinking this one's an agate now. This right here in that area, like in this area right here, looks to be banding to me, and I can actually zoom in more. But to me it doesn't look like the typical Lake Superior agate. There is definite banding here. I don't know if you can see it on the computer or on the thing, but there you go. So that, I think, might be my first absolute, I'm still saying maybe, agate find at Lake Superior. The next one, this is that one that I said I'm not sure what the heck it is, but definitely a cool looking rock. I don't know that I'm going to tumble it. This one's the one, I'm not sure what it is. It's got all kinds of stuff going on. I don't know that, I don't really think it's an agate, but it's definitely got some weird potential to it. I think I'm going to throw it in and see what happens. And in these last two, they were very small, but this is more the material that I think of when I think Lake Superior agate. Okay, I don't see any banding on this, but I do think it is agate material. And in this one, it's possible. It's got that, like, you know, one material surrounded by another material type thing. So I'd give this a definite maggot, maybe an agate. And then I'm saying this one, I found myself an agate, and a decent sized one at that. And for once, I didn't find it in a rock shop. I actually collected that myself. I'm going to put these pictures at the end of the video. So once again, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.